Hello everybody, it's Nicholas Ashbaugh. Welcome to a very special impromptu reading. Today we're going to be taking a look at the energies for all the signs. I will break it down into the elements, however, because we have a couple of special celestial events. The new moon, as you can see with my shirt, I always like to wear this if we have a new or full moon. And we also have a partial solar eclipse, which is going to amplify that energy. So we'll look at the new moon in Scorpio and see what that's bringing through. We'll look at the eclipse as well, and then I'll break it into all of the energy for the elements so that we can get a nice full overview today. All right, let's begin by pulling 3 cards, taking a look at past, present, and future influences when it comes to this new moon. And appropriately enough, at least for this portion, I'll be using the sun and moon. And I'll switch it up as we get looking at all the other energies. All right, so first things first, past, present, and future in this new moon energy. One of the big messages as I'm looking at the deep past is about following through on intentions. 3 of Pentacles can be a written curriculum, it can be a book, it can be learning, but this is also graduation. This particular new moon presents you an opportunity of seeing something through. So if you have any regrets, anything that you put to the side and thought, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next year, one day I'll get to this. This card is coming through and it's kind of like a reality check saying, if not now, then when? So this is a really good time for you to finish something. The other thing that I'm picking up on this is don't feel like everything has to be perfect. Perfectionism, having things like letter perfect, sometimes it can become an incapacitating sort of thing. It can also be this pressure that, you worry about what others will think. We get that with 6 of Wands. We also get it with the 3 of Pentacles because people can scrutinize each and every action, each and every word. At the end of the day, if you're satisfied with what you've done, if you've accomplished what you set out to do, you've graduated that cosmic lesson that you set up for yourself when you entered into this body in this lifetime. And at the end of the day, this is also saying what this new moon is doing is holding you accountable just to finish what you started. And as long as you're doing that, you are succeeding, you are fine, and perfection's overrated, folks, right? You're a work in progress. You are capable of doing whatever you set your mind to doing, and you're going to tune out a little bit some of the criticism, some of the fears of even that criticism before it comes in, because you don't want to create a self-fulfilling prophecy, all right? So that's the message for the deep past. Let's take a look now at what's coming through for present opportunities, present energies. We have a reverse card here with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is one of the best cards you could bring in for any sort of resources, any opportunities. It's also just a really great paternal card or mentorship card. And so for you right now, don't underestimate your power because this is one of the best power cards. The reversal of this is saying some of you might be working on self-confidence issues. Some of you might be deciding to prioritize yourself right now, and that's okay. Like from time to time, we have to do that. Even if you are a parent, a teacher, a nurse, a guardian, a mentor, someone who's always helping others, right here, right now, especially as we are tuning into the new moon, it's going to be so much better and more enriching for you to decide to do something, whether it's healing, learning, some sort of knowledge expansion, or just spoiling and pampering yourself and getting the rest that you deserve. Whatever you need to feel like you matter and that you're taking care of yourself, okay? There could be also a lot of people around you that are willing to take as much as you're willing to give. The King of Pentacles in reverse is also good at putting their foot down and saying, no, this is what I need, or this is where the line is. This is a limit. So speaking up for yourself, having healthy boundaries, and not being afraid to say what you need, okay? It's not always easy. It's something that comes with age and experience, but that's a major message coming through right now. Focusing on financial and resource balancing and management, that's also something that's going to be important. So take a look at your finances. Take a look at your expenditures of time and energy and just decide, does this still make sense? Is it worth it? Am I getting something back, or am I just feeling exhausted? But growth, if we had to sum up this center card, it's really all about growth in this moment in time and personal development. And again, speaking up for yourself and advocating for what you need. All right, let's move to the future and see what opportunities are coming forward for the next few weeks as well. With the Prince of Swords in the upright position, It's basically saying, what are you going to do next? Or what are you going to do about your hope, your dream, your aspiration? This is a card about action, and it's also a card about leading the charge. Knights don't sit idly by. Kings and queens may sit around, pages sometimes may feel like they're stuck in the middle, but knights make it happen. So as you're looking at some of the things that you've set into balance here, saying, I want this, I don't want this, or I agreed that I was going to work on this and now I'm going to finish it. This card is very much action and goal oriented. So what you can start to do now that you know you've kind of balanced out the resources, you can say, I'm going to spend this much time doing that. I'm going to pick up the phone today and talk to someone and get the conversation started about whatever it is that you need or want. Or you're going to just sit down and plan it out a little bit. Journal it out if you want to. This is also saying that one of the opportunities as we look at the remainder of this month is really going to be about focusing on your communication skills, being more direct, feeling empowered, and saying what you need to say. So all of the introspective work that has been done here in the deep past and in the present, basically looking at what you said you were going to do, understanding that you have limited resources in the way of time and energy, so you want to use them to the best of your capacity. This will help you open up new doors, and then you're going to be able to say what it is, what you want, and basically decide what you stand for. Once you do that, you'll start to see movement. Basically, at the end of the day, you and you alone have to decide what it is that you want, and you are the agent of that change, of that movement, of that development. And so once you take that authority and take that accountability, then you start to see a reaction to all of this work that's been done. Let's move into the energy of the eclipse. Eclipses are really interesting because they reveal shadow energy, things that we need to release. They also show subtle things that we need to focus on. So it's so cool that we have a new moon that is creating this partial solar eclipse. So we're going to get just enough light, just enough shadow. It's going to offer great perspective, I believe. So let's go ahead and shuffle the cards, take a look and see what wants to be revealed, and then we'll break it out into all the elements so that we can get a quick pulse check on all the signs. Okay, so let's see again past, present, and future messages with respect to this particular eclipse. Okay. We'll begin with the past energies here with the Queen of Cups. This partial solar eclipse is allowing you to be more vulnerable. Queen of Cups, if we look at her in the upright position, she is basically this wonderful conduit between the intuitive energy coming through her heart center. Basically, she can feel her way and kind of like just vibe her way through any situation because she's really connected. It's the ultimate card for that, for being receptive, for being open, for, I would say probably next to the High Priestess, she's very good at receiving things and intuiting things. So one thing that we're looking at that the partial eclipse wants to reveal is you're more plugged in than you give yourself credit for. Oftentimes you can really understand and know what to do, but it seems like historically what's been happening is you've been either second guessing, doubting, or deprioritizing your own sort of intuition. Maybe because you're worried about someone else, maybe because you're over intellectualizing things. And this is saying plug in and trust. Trust what you're receiving and also prioritize being happy. It's time for you to receive joy and love and happiness in your life. It's not just about pleasing others, and it's not about pleasing others at the expense of your own happiness. So that actually is the definition of conditional love. If you have to change who you are, adjust your own sort of personality, or sacrifice happiness just so someone else will love you, that no longer is going to play out. Particularly in this period of time, there's an awakening of self, of happiness, and of joy, and it wants to come back. It's knocking on the door here. Some of you, this means that you're going to focus on receiving love. It has to begin with self first. That's why I'm kind of talking about this. So thinking positive and affirmative thoughts about yourself, that you accept who you are, that you celebrate the work that you've done, that you realize, as we said when we were looking at the new moon energy, that you're a work in progress. That's good enough, actually, at the end of the day. That's what we came to the planet to do, was to learn. So all you have to do is receive the love from yourself, from your higher self, just to realize how beautiful, how amazing you are. Once you do that, other people will see it too. So see some things in your life that you can be happy about. If there's anything that you want to change, remember again, the new moon energy with the Knight of Swords. You'll take some action, you'll work on that. But today, consider this message from Spirit. You are more than enough for yourself, and you're more than enough for others. All you have to do is open yourself up to understanding that and to receiving that, because it can be difficult when someone says thank you, or you're amazing, or I love you, or offers you something amazing, because we always have that shadow self or that inner self, which is wondering, is this going to last? Am I really enough, or is this a test? So let's put that to the side and focus on receiving and accepting and celebrating self-worth, okay? First message from the eclipse. The second one is that today is the day to take the first step. And this is a card of liberation, the Fool. So we have the Fool in reverse. It is sometimes showing overdue movement. So if you've been waiting, thinking, anticipating, like, when should I take the first step? When should I start to take action? It's saying, well, today's a good day to do that. Sometimes we worry too much. We worry too much about a misstep, about what might happen if we walk away from something. Basically, and we can already see this in the future, I'm holding on to this because I know what it's like, the devil you know. I always like to remind people the devil you know is still a devil. So a limitation, even if it's comfortable, is still constricting. And one thing that, take a listen to the Weekend Collective, by the way. One thing that we talked about on that 7-day forecast and in the special topic was the nature of the universe, and by connection and definition, the nature of the soul is that of expansion. So if you are constricting, restricting, or limiting your growth and potential right now, you're going counter to the energy of the universe, of your soul. So all you have to do today is take one step, either in your thoughts, in your actions, or literally moving something forward today physically, so that you can see it's happening. And it is happening just by you tuning in, and just by you maybe opening up a little bit and thinking, okay, Nicholas, I could try that, or I'll do that, or let's give it a shot. That's all the universe is asking of you today. That's all the sun is trying to show you in this partial eclipse. It's giving you a glimpse of what's possible if you take a step, and if you stop accepting less than enough. And that's what the Four of Pentacles is. It's an illusion, and it's an arbitrary limit. So if you were wondering, is this as good as it gets? It's not. There's more growth, there's more abundance that wants to come in. If there's people in your life right now, if there are people in your life that are consistently not showing up, or not revealing, or not connecting, or giving, or investing what they should, the Four of Pentacles is saying that no longer is sufficient. It won't suffice. You're going to have to ask for more, or walk away from that, or reconsider why you're willing to accept less than enough. So the big message from the sun today is you have the capacity to grow and move. There is more love and intuition and energy that wants to come through you, but you have to surrender and accept, because the Fool is surrender. It's movement, and it's basically a clean slate. So sometimes this can feel heavy, but this is saying it'll be all right. Let's just take a step. Let's just take a shot. And this is saying, I'm not going to limit myself by what other people say I can or cannot do, by what I previously imagined or said about myself in a limiting way. And so let's just see what's next. Let's open up. And this is about opening up your heart. Focus on just allowing for the heart center to melt, and say, I'm not going to feel like I have to put up all of these walls, because if I constantly close or hold back or push it back into place, I'm never going to be able to see what's out there. Yes, you have to be a little bit vulnerable, take a little bit of a risk, but it is worth that in the long run. If we never try, you don't know what's possible, okay? Let's go ahead now, and we're going to take a look at an elemental breakdown, looking at the energies of fire, earth, air, and water, and we'll kind of basically check in on all the signs. Fire, earth, We have 2 for air, so I'll honor it. And water. And we got 2 for water. All right, just to be fair to the other signs, I'm going to actually pull 2 more because I can already hear the outrage. So we'll get 1 more for fire and 1 more for earth. And we're going to be taking a look at basically 2 energies here. We'll look at what's the most obvious and most presenting, the first card that I pulled. And then the second one will basically be the hidden opportunity, okay? The 2 cards that I pulled for fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, the initial one was the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and then the second one was the 8 of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse represents an opportunity for you to change focus, to change your fortune, to also make it sort of like a course correction in your life. And what's so beautiful about this particular card is it carries with it almost a change and transformation in the background, like the angel of death coming through and saying, if something doesn't serve or suit you anymore, this is the time to let it go. An end to stagnation, because death reversed, which is kind of in the background, is saying, if it isn't working, if the energy isn't flowing there, let's remember the Queen of Cups reversed, then this isn't the place to be focusing your time and energy. What we got as the second card, the opportunity, so this is the presenting energy and this is the opportunity. It's basically to make or break a cycle, 8 of Cups. What you need to do sometimes with the 8 of Cups is to get a little bit of space. We typically see the person going off on their own. There's often like an extra space in one of these cups where they're taking that cup with them and saying, maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. I have to figure out who I am and what I want. And so holidays, vacations, sabbaticals, all those energies are a part of the 8 of Cups. It also is something where it kind of is a sporadic off and on energy. So eventually you have to make a decision. But today and in this moment, the best thing that you could do is to get some distance and get a bird's eye view. And there is permission and encouragement from the universe that if you need to do something on your own and prove it to yourself, you can do that as well. You've always had the capacity to do what you want to do, even if or especially if you want to do that on your own. So we see a change in focus, a change in fortune, releasing anything that isn't working, and then deciding to set out and decide what is it that you want? Really, where do you see yourself? So this is a chance to reset in general here for all of my fire signs. So I think that's a beautiful message. And because the Wheel of Fortune came through and it's one of the best cards for wealth and for resources, if you can focus on that today and this next week or 2, I think you're going to see some positive movement in that area. All right. One last thing here, this can also be saying that you're seeing cyclical issues with respect to self-worth or money or resources, and you're going to change those around as well. Let's go ahead and move to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. For you, I pulled the Hermit reversed, which is basically coming out of your shell. This is the first card. And so the opportunity right now is to see the power, see the insight, see the potential that you have, realize that you've done enough work, you've done enough research to basically allow yourself to step into the unknown, to put yourself out there, which is always a very sort of self-conscious thing to do. But what the Hermit always discovers is its star power or its potential. It's one of my favorite cards in the major arcana because it always reminds me of like a wizard, basically someone who's found the magic, has some secret abilities, and is basically now going to show the world what they're capable of. Okay, so I can see your potential with this card. It's interesting that we actually also have an indication of death or movement here with the skull, because what we got here for your opportunity, which was the bonus card, is death. Because this is in the potential area, death is very good. This is saying change, movement, breakthrough, transformation, something different, something new. That, my friends, all my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, is what you're supposed to be focusing on. Not repeating history, not doing what's expected, not the same old, same old. You are very much in the energy of change. So why not embrace it? Why not explore where it could take you? If you try, you're winning. If you don't try, you've guaranteed that there's not going to be movement. So there can be no more stagnation here. And the big thing here is you have an opportunity to reveal hidden or secret talents. You have the ability to do something that maybe no one else in your family or in your circle of friends or in your career path has done. And you can redefine your path or your role, which is really exciting. Yes, there may be something exiting your life, but there's something bigger and better coming in. And that's basically what the combination of the Hermit and the Death card mean. Two major arcana cards that are very, very potent and very powerful when combined. So I see this big sort of opening and this big reveal, and it's positive because we pulled the Hermit first, okay? All right, let's go ahead now and move from our earth signs to air. This is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You showed up as yourself with the first card that I pulled. We have the King of Swords. This is just amazing. It's basically saying, stand up for yourself, take some action, use your power of communication right now. People want to hear from you. That's the really interesting thing here. Don't underestimate the power of your ideas, your voice, and how much presence you have right now. The bonus card that I pulled was the Ace of Pentacles, which is saying people want to invest. If there's something that you want, say it. If there's something that you want to do in your life, do it. And you're going to have support. It will open doors for you. It begins with your action and your words, but there will be someone else that comes in and says, hey, how about this? Or have you thought about this? And so give it a thought, give it some consideration. And by the way, I forgot that was basically, I didn't pull the second one. It just found itself there. So that was your bonus one for that. Now let's see if there's anything else that I want to say with this. Oh, the last thing here is that words have power more than you may realize. I talk about this a lot in my monthly readings and even my weekly, but if you want to see a change in your life, it has to start with the way that you speak about yourself and in general. So using affirmative, positive, and constructive communication will affect in real time what's going on around you. Imagine that you met yourself at a bar and you were talking about your life. Think about how you might sum up a period of change. Instead of saying, I wish this was happening, or I feel really blocked here, you would say, I'm so excited because I finally realized what I want. There are some things that need to be changed, but I know what I want to change about them. And so I can't wait to see the outcome. That's more engaging than I feel stuck, nothing's happening, etc. And so start to reframe the narrative and know that almost in real time as you do that, you're going to see positive movement as well. Okay? Finally, let's get to all of our water signs. We're going to take a look now at Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we have a beautiful energy coming through as the first message here, which is enlightenment and being able to see beyond barriers from the past. So 8 of Swords in the upright position is that feeling of being blocked. But when it's reversed, it's saying, finally, and maybe for the first time in a long time, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I no longer am afraid of the unknown. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just looking forward to the next big thing. And that's actually what we got here with you. Very similar to what I just talked about with the air signs. We now have the King of Pentacles for you. So you don't even need to look for external validation or environmental validation. It's all coming through within. So this is saying, I was wasting my time before. Some of you were looking for validation in parents and teachers, in external sort of things, and it doesn't matter because you have everything that it takes to make something amazing, to make your life worthwhile. You are the King of Pentacles. And so this is the ultimate card for being able to take something and make it bigger or better or brighter, because it's the card of house and home. It's the green thumb energy, and it basically has the potential to birth and, well, at least nurture something. Queen of Pentacles is more about birthing, but this is about nurturing something and taking it to the next level, okay? So know this, you have everything that it takes, even if someone else can't see it. You don't need the external validation anymore. Take the lens and put it internally and understand that your belief in yourself, your confidence, and also just the steps that you take to make something happen, that's all that's necessary. So self-reliance, self-confidence, and basically growth within. That's the big opportunity for you. It will have ramifications. It will show up in the world around you, but it all starts here first. Okay? All right, everyone, that is this check-in impromptu reading for today for the two celestial events, which I didn't want to let go unchecked, basically. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a comment below and let me know that you like these shorter readings, and let me know how this eclipse and how this new moon is feeling for you, what you're planning to do with it. And yeah, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, also give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and opt into bell notifications. When you do that, there's an option to get all. You can do that to make sure that you never miss one of these videos. Please give me a follow on social media as well. It's always my handle at Nicholas Ashbaugh on all social media. Just added it here on YouTube as well. They have a new feature, so it works everywhere. The only place that it's different is Twitter, and that's Ashbaugh. Remember that I do not offer private readings, and I don't use direct messages, so if anyone pretends to be me and offers either of those things, you know it's not me, and it's just a good way to figure out who the real Nicholas Ashbaugh is. And if you'd like to show love and support, you can become a supporting member here, and you can also do super thanks when this is on replay. And that, my friends, is everything. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to go take this little guy who's been sleeping for a walk. And in the meantime, wishing you much love and abundance. I'll see you again Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So show up then if you can. And remember, I'm also live on Monday as well. We'll be doing actually a very special reading on Monday. It's going to be a Halloween special where I'm going to be taking a look at messages from the departed. And also we'll be looking at the veil, kind of tapping into our higher selves, seeing what's coming through with the energy of Halloween and Day of the Dead and all of that. So more to come. Can't wait for that. That's one of my favorite readings for each and every year. So again, definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss that. And until I see you next time, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for showing up, and talk to you soon.